Hi, everybody. Hello. Unmute yourselves. Brian, let everybody unmute, please.
Woo! Hi, Don.
Hi, how you doing?
Woo!
Hey,
Hi,
Don.
Don.
Welcome to my little army. Here you go. Well, we have reached the end of this. We have reached the end of this thing. I'm ending this thing tonight because I have to finish my book. That's the reason why, not because I don't want to do it. I do like to do it, but I have deadlines now, and so I need the time. So I want to thank everybody for, I think I estimated to be just under 60 shows that we did here. It's amazing.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Every Thursday since April of last year. So, and it's been great. It's just been wonderful. So we'll have as much fun as we can today. I didn't invite anybody to play after. I thought I would open the Zoom part up for everybody, and we could chat, read poetry, sing songs, whatever. Just sort of give the after party to the people who've come, uh, throughout the year and help me stay alive here. So let's see who's here. Hello, Sherry. How you doing, everybody? Um, Ed Stivender, hello, my friend. Welcome. Nice to see you.
Hello.
Coming in from Pennsylvania there. Tommy
Yep.
Marlene from Nebraska, Kentucky, Nevada. We got people from everywhere here. It's great. And of course, Sarah showing up from California.
Love you, buddy.
I love you too, man. Sarah did such a fantastic job reading last week. It was just wonderful. Maybe in the after party you could pick another one for us. What do you think, Sarah?
I can do that.
All right. Um, all right. So, what do you want to hear? What do you want to do? How should I use this time here? Should we all meditate? Let's meditate.
Oh.
all right. Let's not meditate. All right. I'll just play some songs and we'll see what happens. Brian Dozer's running the sound for us tonight. Let's give him a nice round of applause. Brian.
All right, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
It's time. I have to tell you, me and Bill Lepp and Bill Harley just picked up a gig out near Las Vegas for next year. So if I live to Father's Day next year, I get to work with those two rascals and
Oh, yeah.
get to go to Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Great.
Vegas is a good place for me to break out. I haven't had a drink in 30 something years. It'd be a good start right there. Where's my wife? She loves when I talk like that.
I bet she does, yeah.
Also, will I be seeing you in Jonesboro as well, right?
Yeah, I'll be seeing you there, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that too. So
Yeah.
life is getting back to some. I did 3 gigs this weekend. Three backyard shows. Was really
Yeah.
fun. Was really, like I felt like crying. Like I didn't. I wasn't sure I could play the guitar standing up. That was the first thing. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought I had atrophied in the sitting position, but but I did it, and the people were lovely, and I think I owe some gratitude to you guys for allowing me to perform every Thursday because my timing was good, and I felt like a storyteller and a singer and all that. So I haven't lost, I've gained weight, but I haven't lost. I haven't lost my timing. All right. So,
Good.
So thanks for being here. Let me play a few songs, and we'll do what we gotta do.
Make sure your original sound is where it should be.
Yeah, I got it. I just clicked it on. Let's make sure we didn't do a sound check, Brian. So let's just do a little sound check here. All right. Put your arm around me like a circle around the sun. Oh, you know I love you, baby. When my easy riding done, you don't believe I love you. Look at the fool I've been. Believe I'm sinking. Look at the hole I'm in. I'm stealing, pretty mama. Don't tell on me, 'cause I'm stealing back to my same old used to be. Sound okay? How's sound check?
Sounds good.
That's a cover song. Goes way back. I'll probably get a strike on YouTube for that. My final strike on YouTube. Yay! one final strike. You're using copyrighted material, Don. All right. Maybe I'll just go through the list here and play everybody's like favorite song. Here, we'll start with Thelia. Here, this is Thelia's favorite song. Well, Mama come home from work today. I tell you what she saw. Every toy that me and my sister owned was laying out on the floor. And so I want you all to put on gallery so you can watch Thelia and her mom wrestle during this song right here. Well, Mama come home from work today. I tell you what she saw. Every toy that me and my sister owned was laying out on the floor. And the table was covered with peanut butter, half-eaten sandwiches. There was cereal bowls, open jar of mayo, and an empty can of tuna fish. Dad was eating a pizza, he had 2 or 3 slices gone. Sports page was laying on the living room floor, and the football game was on. Oh, and Ma tripped over my toy transformer, that pushed her over the edge. And that's when we knew she was turning into Psycho Mom again. Screaming, I'm fed up, finished, I'm through. I've had it up to here, we're running away. Leaving today, gonna join the carnival. First I'm selling you kids for $1 a pound to a couple of cannibals. I used to be normal, used to be calm. Picking up after you animals, turn me into Psycho Mom. Ma was working and Dad was babysitting us the other night. Me and my brother started yelling at each other and we got into a fight. We were punching, kicking, scratching, pinching, pulling each other's hair. Just about the time we knocked the TV over, we saw Dad standing there. His blood was bubbling, he didn't say nothing, he stood there at the door. Me and my brother took a look at each other and we looked up from the floor. Dad started to scream like a wild banshee, pulling out his own hair. And that's when we knew he was psycho too, and we better get out of there. He's screaming, I'm fed up, finished, through. Had it up to here with all of you, I'm running away. Leaving today, gonna join the carnival. First I'm selling you kids for $1 a pound to a couple of cannibals. I used to be normal, never got mad. Babysitting you animals turned me into Psycho Dad. For an hour, my mother and father were trying to keep us in bed. Me and my sister never miss a chance to play with their heads. We were using every excuse in the book to try to keep from going to sleep. She said, I'm thirsty. I said, I gotta pee. She said, I forgot to brush my teeth. We just got done with that classic one, upon this fateful night, where you say it's too dark and they turn on the light, then you cry cause the light's too bright. And my eyes bugged out and Dad's head exploded and they both climbed up the wall. You should thank the Lord that you weren't up on to Psycho Dad and Mom. Brian, will you do me a favor, buddy? You're still there, right? Brian, will you spotlight the Richardsons from Tennessee for me?
You got it.
They're screaming, we're fed up, finished, we're through. We've had it up to here with all of you. We're running away. Leave today, we're gonna join the carnival. We're first selling you kids for a penny a pound. To anybody that will take you, we used to be normal. Never got mad. Raising you animals turned us into psycho mom and dad. And there they were, frozen in time.
Yeah.
Even
Hey,
the
Rick.
dog was getting in on it.
The dog was getting in on it too, that's right. Rick Doyle, nice to see you, my friend. Hello, say hello. Unmute yourself, buddy. There you go. You can do
Are
it.
you on Twitter or are you on blank?
Hello.
Hi, Indiana in the house. Nice to see you, my friend. Are you well?
I am doing very well.
Good, I'm glad to see you. Thanks for coming.
I've been watching you on YouTube mainly,
Yeah, well, we've been
anonymously.
I was gonna say that you've got reasons to keep secret your witness protection and all that, but the cat's out of the bag now, Rick. So this is a good man, Rick Doyle from Indiana. Welcome aboard, Rick. If there's anything you want to hear, anybody, just throw it in the chat. I'll try to just play. Just want to do the best I can to thank you all for this last year or so. So any songs I could play for you, just let me know what they are, and I'm happy to do it. Here, let's. Let me tell you about the fall of '79. We were running out of money, we were running out of time. We wound up picking pears way over in Washington. For 8 months before that, we were hitching down the road with the dog Elijah. 1 year old, we had that dog ever since he was a little pup. Now baby was growing up. What got into Elijah, I just can't say. I guess she started reaching the curious age, and she had this aroma she was sending all over the land. And in every backyard for 4 or 5 miles, every male dog was howling and going wild. They were driving their owners crazy, but they didn't care. Dog love was in the air. Jumping out of windows, breaking off chains. Poodles, Cocker Spaniels, German Shepherds, Great Danes. Raunchy, rabid, ugly, mangy, mean. They were trying to find the orchard queen. I was in the tree and Elijah was right down beneath me, and to my surprise I saw 25 male dogs closing in on her. And so I picked me a pear and I threw it on down, and I hit a Cocker Spaniel, knocked him to the ground. He got up quick, he was dazed, but he wasn't deterred. And so I threw down another and I hit him on the head, and he went down hard. I thought he was dead, but he still went for Elijah after taking 2 direct hits. The little sucker was passionate. You know, you try to bring him up right, you feed him Alpo and keep him tied at night. You try to teach him morals and teach him about society. And then one day they're a sweet innocent child. The next day you know they're all running so wild. Elijah, I never thought you would turn out to be the picture of promiscuity. Next morning, I took a pair of my BVD underwear and I put them on Elijah, and I put her tail through the little hole. Let's all try to picture that, you little holograms. And I let her run free in the orchard that day, and every male dog in Washington state took a try at Elijah, but the only thing they felt was the low-budget chastity belt. That night when we got to the shack, I took the underwear, I threw them out back. They were wet and they were dirty, and I didn't think much of it. You know, and I didn't realize they were the equivalent of the Holy Grail in the male dog population. Silly me, because Lord Almighty, what happened then? When the male dogs got a good whiff of them, it was the biggest dog riot that there ever was anywhere. And it was over Elijah's underwear. They fought and rumbled and they brawled all night. They were killing one another till the morning light. They were fighting to the death for the greatest prize anywhere. When it all was finished, when it all was done, a Doberman Pinscher was the champion. He was wounded, but he looked so triumphant, standing there with Elijah's underwear. He won him fair and square. They were tore to shreds, he didn't seem to care. He looked so proud standing there. There you go, Sarah, who loves you?
Woo! Love it.
Alright, so let's see. I'm just going through all the songs that I know people like. So here you go, Kara. This one's for you. One last time for Kara, who, by the way, is out there on the political scene making the world better. Let me see what it says. Woodstock. There it is right there. You guys should all be in gallery so you can watch each other the way I'm watching you. It's more interesting than watching me, really. You are more interesting than me. Even though I am in front of my Peter Max poster right there, I gotta say, it was hanging on my on my wall when I was 13 years old, so my mother knew that I was going down a road that wasn't gonna turn out that good. All right, here this is for Kara, who's making the world better, fighting the good fight, and gonna make sure that democracy is still here in the years to come. Jenny's grandma went to Woodstock back in 1969. She keeps her ticket stub in a chunk of mud at her house in a little shrine. She was always the girl in the hippie dress twirling at the shows by the Grateful Dead. If you ask her about it, man, you better sit down, Grandma will talk the ears right off your head. If you get to talking about the Grateful Dead, the Summer of Love or the Kool-Aid acid test, Jenny was always into glory when she could hear the stories from her grandma's hippie friends about peace and love, taking care of one another, how great it all was back then. And at night she would dream of being on the bus with Keezy, seeing Jimmy in 69. But when she wasn't dreaming, she always had the feeling that somehow she'd been born in the wrong time. You know, you should have been 20 in 1969. All the gray-haired hippies say that all the time. But the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are living on the beach in Montezuma, Costa Rica, having all kinds of fun singing. There's only 1 minute, if you're not living in it, it's never coming back again. I love you, Grandma, but Baba Ram Dass never said, be there then. You know, it's gonna take a big leap of faith if you really want to find your tribe. And those were the first words Jenny heard in the song that she found online. And that summer she drove all the way to Minnesota to the Shangri-La Festival. There they all were, all the people like her, who grew up believing that they were all alone. They said, hey girl, welcome home. Because the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are driving down the road all the way to Minnesota, having all kinds of fun singing. Jimmy and Jerry are dead and buried and they're never coming back again. Love you, Grandma, but Baba Ram Dass never said, be there then. Jenny's grandma went to Woodstock in 1969, and since then she believed there was never going to be a better time, and that's alright. But if you don't take your big leap of faith and get out there and find your scene, it will pass you by while you are trying to find your grandma's long gone Woodstock memories. Her Woodstock memories. While the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud, or sleeping on the beach in Montezuma, Costa Rica, man, they're having all kinds of fun singing. There's only 1 minute, if you're not living in it, it's never coming back again. I love you, but Grandma, but Bob or Ram Dass never said, never said. Never said, never said. Never said be there then. That's for Kara, my friend Kara. There she is right there. Yeah. Kara and the
Hey, Cara.
there's Kara and the future of democracy. It's in good hands over there. All right. So
Yeah.
the reason why I am giving this up, I have to give this up, is that I'm trying to finish this book for Christmas, for the Christmas sales, you know? And so that means I have to write every day, I get up at 5 in the morning and write every day until till September 1st, when I think I can get it done. So the book is it's probably going to be called The Hitchhiking Years, and that's what I'm writing about now. That's going to be the longest of 5 stories in here. It's going to be 5 stories, all different, but the longest one, the one I'm writing about now, the one that's taking so long, the one that I have to abandon this for, is called The Hitchhiking Years, and it's my wife and I hitchhiked for 3 years. And I hadn't thought much about it, really, honestly. I mean, I refer to it, but now I have to think a lot about what we did. So we hitchhiked to Alaska. I had just turned 18, and so I'm going to read you. This is going to be the last excerpt that you'll get to hear from this book here. Is that okay? Sarah's okay to read a little from my
Yes,
book?
please do.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
All right, so this is what I've been working on this last week. This is about the Cant Highway. Okay, so 1975, we decided, why not? Let's get as far away from Lynn, Massachusetts as we can. So that meant Mount McKinley, which was called Denali now, right? That's as furthest as we could go on the planet. You know what I mean? Like without having a passport or airplane or a boat, right? And so so let me I'm going to read this as 2 little pieces, and they're rough. They're not. My editor hasn't taken his knife to these things yet. Like when I get my pages back from my editor, who's a lovely man, and he's really helping me a lot, it will have bullet holes in it where all the adverbs used to be. like my editor, he goes, I like adverbs, but they have to be good. You can't use simple adverbs here, Don. You know, I'm pushing you to be better. All right, so here we go. The Alaska-Canada Highway. I have seen, driven upon, stood beside, bounced untethered in the back of pickup trucks for miles upon, and breathed deep into my lungs the dust of many dirt roads in my life. But never could I have dreamed of a stretch of gravel as impressive as the Alaska-Canada Highway. When we set out to hitchhike this beast in 1975, it was close to 1,400 miles of dirt. If a similar road went west from Boston, your tires would not find asphalt until you got to Omaha. Let's try to think about this. So I need you mostly to unmute here so I can hear you and feel you when I'm doing this, okay? Of course, it's all paved now, which means that North America is no longer able to give anyone a similar experience to the one that Teresa and I had in July of that year. Not only was it unpaved, but it was still and still is the only land route for supplies for people in Alaska and northern British Columbia. Not only was it unpaved, but it was still and still is the only land route. Brian, can you find that for me? In Alaska and northern British Columbia. Not only was it unpaved, but it was still Thank you. Not only was it unpaved, but it was and still is the only land route for supplies for people in Alaska, northern British Columbia, and the Yukon Territory. So it attracted a very special breed of unhinged truck drivers who drove at high speeds on it with an attitude that was just a smidgen beneath reckless abandon. The first time we
Smidgen.
Just
Smidgen.
a smidgen, right beneath. The first time we were nearly blown off the side of the road and into the Yukon wilderness by a truck driving 70 miles per hour on a dirt road, pulling 3 fully loaded trailers, we knew something was different about the people up here. A
I
second,
think that was my cousin.
a second difficult to ignore indication were the road signs. The first one we leaned our backpacks against had taken at least 1 and possibly 2 shotgun blasts, effectively. I'm not making this up. Effectively relinquishing its intended information to the realm of speculation. All right. Standing beneath a bullet-ridden sign that drunks, kids, moms, and clergymen shoot out the passenger window at as nonchalantly as other folks would wave to a friendly neighbor was a bit intimidating and said a lot about the kind of people we would meet on this leg of our adventure. The hitchhikers and the casual road sign shooters we met at this time had at least one thing in common: an insatiable hunger for freedom, the kind that can only be experienced when there are no rules or no one to enforce them. It was just as essential a part of the psychological makeup of the thousands of workers who had left their homes and families to work on the Trans-Alaska Pipeline, which in 1975 was 2 years from completion, as it was for our tribe of permanently restless wayfarers. If there had been a viable road to the North Pole, Teresa and I would have stuck our thumbs out on it. And upon arrival, we would have begun planning to go to the South Pole. And so would every one of the full-time wanderers we were bunking with on our longer than expected layover in the youth hostel on the road to Moore Road in a town called Whitehorse, Yukon. In centuries to come, if manned spaceflights can be accessed by hitchhiking, the kind of people we met at this hostel will all be interplanetary travelers, because the Earth is not large enough to contain or satisfy their wanderlust. So I'm just going to read it. I'm jump ahead a little bit, so we spent 3 days there trying to get a ride, and finally we got a ride by this guy. And let me just read this part here for you. The sun never set while we were in Yukon and Alaska. It exposed the vastness of the land in dramatic fashion. We would crest a mountain and see before us an expanse of wilderness extending to another mountain range on the horizon. It would take 12 hours of driving to crest that mountain, where the midnight sun would reveal another impossible amount of wilderness between us and another mountain range 12 hours of driving away. There is a sulfur hot spring in British Columbia before the U.S. border called, I think it's pronounced Liard, L-I-A-R-D. Today there are changing stations, wheelchair access, a campground, a playground, and a lodge and a restaurant. To my recollection, when our driver pulled over and told us to follow him, there was a wooden boardwalk that was built for walking to the site by the Army in 1942 and nothing else. We walked a short distance through boreal forest. You could feel the heat before you came to a natural pool. A stream fed the area, so you could climb in and get warmer or cooler by swimming toward or away from the hot spring. Sulfur smells like rotten eggs, in case you don't know. And I have had my share of rotten egg experiences, but this was definitely my favorite. Before we left Lynn, Teresa had told me that when she was a little girl, she loved the television westerns and stories about pioneers and wagon trains. Before she was old enough to know that she had been born a century too late, she knew that she would be a pioneer woman when she grew up. And here we were, 2 kids from Lynn, Massachusetts, holding our bodies against each other in a natural hot spring at the top of the world. Her long, wet, black hair touched the small of her back. Her crystal blue eyes windowed the joy in her heart. The smile on her face unveiled to me the little girl who knew that she was born to be a pioneer. This is one of my life's most treasured memories.
Aw,
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was beautiful.
love it.
Wonderful.
I can smell the salt.
Check your refrigerator. Your eggs might be rotten.
You're a lucky man.
I know it, and the more I,
That's for sure.
yeah, I know. So this it's pretty cathartic to write these stories and to realize what we did, how crazy it was, how, it just was, just was wonderful, and I'm so glad to be writing about it. And one of the things that we learned, and this I would say to anybody who goes on a long adventure, you should stay away as long as you can, because when you come back, you need to have been gone long enough so that the old you isn't pulled into the old ways. Like, you need to be gone long enough so that the travel changes you, so that when you come back, it's not just a memory, but you're different, right? So when we came back to Lynn, we had been gone long enough to not be able to fit in. It was a hard transition, but it was good because we were never going to be the people we were when we left, and that's really part of the story. So, all right, what else? Hi, Neil. Nice to see you. Hi, Michelle.
Hey, great to see you, my friend.
Oh, and Kate. Look at all these people. Everybody's coming to say goodbye. So I did 3 shows last week, and I think I don't know if you were all here when I was saying that, but 3 of them. And I played in people's backyards. So if you live near me somewhere and you want me to play in your backyard, I'm comfortable doing that, and I'm getting pretty good at it too.
Hey,
I can remember.
You to stand up?
I stood up. Yeah, I had stamina. It was good. It felt like coming home in a lot of ways.
wow, that's great, Don.
I really did. I felt the hardest part of COVID is when you start getting back to normal and remembering how much you love your life and the world, and how, so.
I know a lot of us in this room, Don, the hardest part's going to be not seeing you every Thursday night right here.
When I get this book done, I all you guys, this is what I want you to do. Brian, if you don't mind, can you put my my email, donwhitefolk@gmail, in the chat? You should all send me your email address, or go to donwhite.net and sign up on my newsletter, because I'm perfectly willing to do this once a week or a couple times a month once I get this work out of the way, and I want to see you all, so let me know how to get a hold of you. If you don't get an email newsletter from me, sign up for it on donwhite.net, or send me an email and I'll put you on the list, and then I'll reach out to you. But I don't expect it'll be till winter is my guess, because just getting the book finished, then I have to promote it and push it and all that stuff. But okay. In my living room, I have a crazy box. It shows me scary things, and it talks and talks. It never stops all night and day. It tells me why I should be afraid. The camera crews drive by my door to look for violence, hate, and war, and they film the worst things that they see, and the crazy box shows them all to me. It says, be afraid, stay here, be safe, don't go away to that other place. It's cold out there and the wind will blow. What we really mean is we need you so. We were in high school then, you had the bluest eyes. They were like looking into the summer sky. You pointed them at me and said, let's get away from this factory town when we graduate. And so we made a plan to go on the road to discover what our future holds. cold. Our friends and families, almost all of them said to you and me, be afraid, stay here, be safe, don't go away to that other place. It's cold out there and the wind will blow. What we really mean is we need you so. We lived on the road for several years, learned many things, conquered many fears. After that we raised our family, and when they grew up they said to you and me, we have made a plan to go on the road to discover what our future holds. That's when the summer sky began to cry. I saw the rain fall down from the bluest skies. But we had made a vow in our younger days, if this day should come, we would never say, be afraid, stay here, be safe, don't go away to that other place. It's cold out there and the wind will blow. What we really mean is we'll miss you so. What we really mean is we need you so. What we really mean is go on, just go.
Yo!
Bravo!
Well done. Thank you,
Bravo.
Don.
So I'm going to send this out to a woman from New Hampshire, Salem, New Hampshire, who watches on another platform. It's very kind to me, sends me a check every week, and so I think her name is Sandra, and I know she likes this one. This is a very powerful, deep, and profound number called I'm from Lynn, What Can I Say?
Oh! Woohoo!
I was born in the city of Lynn, home of the first turbine engine, and as if that wasn't enough, it is also the home of marshmallow fluff. You can travel the whole country, you'll never find a bigger fluff factory. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn act this way, don't talk slick like I'm from the hands. I'm the son of a 30-year GE man. Don't be staring at me that way, I am from Lynn, what can I say? I used to hang around at Barry Park, that's illegal after it gets dark. Stand on the bleachers where things got smoked. Beer was chug-a-lug, bottles broke later in the evening when the police come. 27 juveniles are on the run. The juveniles are running everywhere you see, jumping over fences, climbing in trees. But Don White is too loaded to get away. His name is in the paper on the very next day. His mother and his father just can't believe he would publicly humiliate the family. They say, Mom from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn act this way. I don't talk slick, that's what I said. I'm not from Swampscott or Marblehead. Don't be staring at me that way. I am from Lynn, what can I say? On the corner of every street, somebody's cooking something greasy to eat. Deep fat is frying. Everywhere you look, the town is bound for the record books. It's a million sub shops, open all night long. It's a socio-intestinal phenomenon. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn eat this way. There's no room in my stomach for French cuisine. Give me a bag of cheese curls and a submarine. Julia Child, get out of my face. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? I left Lynn 10 years ago. I did not know where I was gonna go. 10 of my friends were leaning against a bar and grill. It's 10 years later, they're leaning there still. Half of my friends who are not on the street are dead in jail or annoying me, and I'm from Lynn. What can I say? People from Lynn act this way. I don't talk slick. That's what I said. They won't even let me into Marblehead. They're afraid I'll steal something that I have in the past and I might in the future. Don't be staring at me that way. I'm from Lynn. What can I say? There you go, Sandra.
Yeah.
Done.
How's it going on?
Let's go, Fluff.
I wrote that song in the 70s. Can you believe it?
Intestinal phenomenon. Woohoo.
Socio-intestinal phenomenon. That was, I should have wrote my book then when I had a better grasp of the language. I want to say to everybody watching on other platforms that you're welcome to come over here to the Zoom part of this. Brian, if you could put the password and the
Already done.
all set. So just cut and paste that and come over here, because I think, Brian, when we're done with my part of this thing, I think we're gonna kill the stream and then just have everybody that's on the Zoom part just hang out and say thank you and chat, maybe read some poetry. You can get Amy to read and Tim and everybody, and maybe Michelle sing a song for us, and maybe talk Brian Dozer into it. It'll just be like a living room event here and just a way for me to tell you how much I love you and to thank. So those of you watching on other platforms, Zoom is free. Go ahead and get the app, whatever. It's like 2 clicks on your computer and you can come over here. But you have to know how to behave, because Brian has a quick thumb on that mute button, doesn't he? Yeah, that's right. All right. So here, let's tell you. Here's the song that I probably owe royalties to for I'm from Lynn. Well, the joint was jumping, going round and around. It was screaming and a rocking. What a crazy sound. And then there was star rocking till the moon went down. I'm from Lynn. What can I say? It's all the same. Kids, I'm just saying. I probably owe those people money. And there's another strike on YouTube right there. I've got $300 bills that are all brand new. They are begging me to think of something cool to do. How about I'll take you downtown, spend them all on you. I don't want to stay home tonight. We have worked so hard for so many years, built a home, a life, a family, and 2 careers. Saved our money for the future, now the future's here. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there's so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Me and Michael, Johnny, Richard, Ruthie, and Joan all had bouts with cancer last year, If cancer was a man, I'd punch him in the throat. I don't want to stay home tonight. Time isn't sentimental, it doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there's so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Well, I know we can't party like we did before. Can't stay out till 4 in the morning no more. But the house is paid off and the kids are all grown. What the hell have we been working for? Let's take a nap, take our inhalers, take a multivitamin, and then go out to hear some music with all of our friends who didn't die from the way we used to party back then. I don't want to stay home tonight, 'cause time isn't sentimental. It doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes. It wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. Can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home. Can't stay home. I need you and me. How it used to be every week on Friday night. There is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home. Can't stay home. I can't stay home again tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Right on, John.
Great job.
Thank you, everybody. So here, play another song or two. Take a short break. Come back. Play till 8:30. Then we'll just gather and hang out. So Ed would know this, but some of you other folks wouldn't. So my shows used to be songs or songs with little stories in between them, right? And then over time, through no plan, just because I enjoyed it, my show became stories with little songs in between them. just like to talk more, and I without knowing really about the whole world of storytelling that I now know about, I was fascinated by the kind of comedians who were not joke tellers but storytellers, and also anybody, like a guy at work who everybody listened to when he was telling a story. I just became a real student of weaving a tale, and using humor in it. And so I was lucky enough to get to play at the Jonesboro National Storytelling Festival in 2015, and it really changed my life in a big way. I'm sorry, go ahead. It really did change things for me. It opened my world up to how good storytelling can be, and how much I had to learn about it, really. I say that sincerely. But after a couple days there, it was going really well, and people really liked me. I had picked up a bunch of other work. People inviting me to festivals, and it was a big success. And I was thinking about two things. One thing was, I remember what my dad said, it's never too late to screw everything up. He thought, it had gone so beautifully. I just was looking at all my songs, and you can't repeat anything, and so I was running out of material, good material, and everything I looked at, I'm like, this might not be right. I could offend somebody with this. So I was concerned that I just wanted to come out of there not having sabotaged it by getting cocky. It was the first thing. But the other thing, Ed, and I think I might have told you this before, but on Sunday I got to play at, was kind of like a church service. It was people were telling ancient stories, and you do 10 minutes. And I had seen enough of the festival there to think. I was thinking to myself, what's the one thing that never happens on stage at a storytelling festival, right? And I thought to myself, I said, I think they're gonna introduce me, and I'm not going to talk. I'm just gonna walk up to the stage, to the microphone, and sing. I bet that'll be the first time this has ever happened in this place. This place is so saturated with people flapping their lips and talking and thinking that they're interesting, which we all do, right? And so this is the song I sang, and I'm gonna sing it for everybody. It's been with me a long time, and I can still sing it with some conviction. I think about my mom and everybody when I'm doing it. So, there is a little girl with pretty curls. She's about 5 years old, and she is waiting at the gate for her dad to come home. When he pulls around the corner in his shiny white car, she feels the magic light up in her heart. And he picks her up and he holds her. He says he missed her. He's glad that she is here. As the child lays her head on his shoulder, she whispers these words in his ear. Daddy, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now she is 20 and there's plenty of love everywhere. She's getting married, so her family and her friends are all there. They've gathered this morning to stand at her side as she waves goodbye to this time in her life. And they each take colder. She has been blessed with a warm family and friends. She says, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they are older and no one told her it got crazy like this. They're going to night school, working jobs too, and they are raising 3 kids. The youngest one is crying with a bruise on her knee. She needs attention and she needs sympathy. And when she picks her up and she holds her, that old magic lights up in her heart. And as the child lays her head on her shoulder, she knows exactly why they're working so hard. Little girl, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they are 60 and their history spans 40 odd years. They have buried their parents, now their grandkids are here. There's something about the way they look in each other's eyes that speaks softly about the meaning of life. And when he puts his arm out to hold her, it feels so familiar and warm. She thinks love is an expanding endeavor till your last breath from the moment you're born. Now she is 80 and she hates being in this nursing home. Her man's been gone now for a long while and she feels so alone. She closes her eyes and she begins to pray that a little comfort might just come her way. And God lifts her up and he holds her. And she remembers this feeling she has. She is not a woman whose life is almost over. She's a little girl being held by her dad. And God, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. And God, love is real simple. Love is real simple. Love is real simple and true.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
Fine, that's
Thanks,
Good one.
Don.
Nice punchline.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
so beautiful.
All
Got
right.
me again.
Worst comedy show in the history of the internet, ladies and gentlemen. I got 19 holograms all wiping their eyes here. What's terrible? What kind of
I'm gonna
comedy
have
is
to,
this? Go ahead.
sorry, I'm gonna have to switch to waterproof mascara when you come.
Yeah.
You know, I one of the things about having a song like this for the artists and for performers out here, if you'll let me give you something I've learned, is that it'll be easy for me to just sing that song and not be connected to it when I do it. But I learned early that the effect of it has a lot to do with if whether or not I'm feeling the feelings that go through every line. Like I sort of make myself feel it as if I had just written it. When I wrote it, I could hardly sing it. It was too raw for me. I was thinking about, you know, my little girl and my wife and my mom and all that, right? But I know that. I know that if you got something that has effect on people, the effect is multiplied if you can commit to physically feeling all the feelings that you felt when you first wrote it. It's an exercise you can learn to do. Otherwise, the tendency is to sing it and not feel, to protect yourself, protect your heart, right, and do it. So I know I'm preaching now, giving a little lesson on how to torture your audience. All right, so.
Amen, brother. Amen.
All right, here we go. All right, so here's the deal. I'm gonna splash water on my face. I'm gonna put the splash up here. This you can donate to the Don White Grocery Bill Fund if you want. It's free. You don't have to if you don't want to. But I would say to you that I don't know how I'm gonna make money while I'm writing this book the next few years. So a few bucks probably will buy some beans around here. I am gonna have a few gigs coming up. If you live around here, I have the Burren in Somerville. I'm doing a Sunday afternoon show at noontime on August 1st. I don't think they posted it yet, but that's there. And then at the end of August at the Bull Run, I'm doing an outside show there too. That's the 30th. But other than that, I don't have any real work. I'm just going to work on writing my book, and then so I'll be back in just a few minutes. And those of you on other platforms, come on over and join us on Zoom, because we're gonna stop the stream when I'm done singing, and then we're gonna gossip about you while you're gone.
Yes.
All right, I'll see you in 3 minutes. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Don.
Hi. So the requests have been compiled, and here we go. I'm gonna power right through them. And this is all about you tonight, all of you. Rascal is the dog, he ain't too bright. Me and Rascal were sitting on the couch last night. My woman come in, started to cry. She looked at us with such terror in her eye. She said, I have raised these children for 18 years. Now they're growing up, moving out of here. My big reward for all that I've been through is this dog as dumb as mud. And you, yippee-yahoo. Rascal looked at me in disbelief. He said, she can't be talking about you and me. She's got us to spend the rest of her whole life with. Would you please tell her how incredibly lucky she is? And I said, who's gonna love you any better than this? Will wake you up every morning with big wet kisses when we hear the police sirens in your neighborhood. We throw our heads up in the air and we howl for you. Ow! And that's cool. Gotta admit, that's pretty cool. You know, I don't believe we had succeeded in convincing her of the outrageous good fortune that had befallen her. In fact, instead of looking happy as she could be, she looked a little bit, well, you know, suicidal to me. But hey, kids go to college, kids move away, but dogs and husbands, that's who stays. To you it seems like a big trick of fate, but to me and Rascal don't see it that way. We're thinking, ain't we cuddly, ain't we cute? We're both real funny, both real true. There's another thing about us, it's very cool. If you scratch us on our belly, our left leg moves. And you gotta admit that's cool. Okay, so maybe we ain't that smart. We're a couple of mutts with a lot of heart. But no one could ever love you better or give you more loyalty than this dog as dumb as mud. This dog is dumb as mud. This dog is dumb as mud. And me. How lucky can one girl be? She's got a dog like you and a man like me. Be together well into this next century. Put that knife down, baby. All right, there's one request down. All right.
Bravo.
Like, you know, somebody's gonna walk by this office and think, "What is he watching on that, on that computer?" All right. So shout out to Amanda. Now Amanda's here tonight. Amanda has been coming to see me since she was a kid, man, and now she's got 2 kids now. Amanda, 2, right? 2, and her and her mom were fans of mine when that wasn't a really popular thing to be back in the day. And she wants to hear this song I wrote for my wife many years ago. I'm going to play it for her because I have so much love for her and her family and her poor dad. Like, her dad has to come to these concerts. They have to trade off. Like, the mom says, I will go to your car show if you come to the Dawn White show. It's a trade-off, right? Amanda, unmute for a second. Just tell me the story. Can you unmute? Go ahead.
Yeah. That's definitely. Mark and I were commenting, and we said that my dad had to be the DD for your concerts. Like, that was why he had to go. Not that she drinks that much, but like.
Oh, the designated driver. Yeah. Right. Right, because you and your mom are getting liquored up at my shows. Best fans ever.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I appreciate it. It goes all the way back to the early 90s with your mom, I think, out there.
96, I believe it was.
Mid-90s, right?
I was 12, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank her if you see her and tell her. Tell her that I'm going to do the bull run. I think it's the last Sunday in August. It's outdoors.
Awesome.
It's on the patio, It's
cool.
in the evening, yeah. I think it's a Saturday, maybe. we'll post it, but that you keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah,
I can't
definitely.
wait to see you guys. All right, so
We'll do
this
that.
for you, Amanda, and for your family for getting liquored up at my shows for all these years.
Thank you so much.
All the days of her youth were spent in housing subsidized by the government. By the time that her neighbors were 12 years old, they knew how to steal automobiles and play that rock and roll. Shoo-up, shoo-waddy-waddy project girl. Shoo-up, shoo-waddy-waddy, ooh-doo-wah-doo-wah. Shoo-waddy-waddy project girl. Shoo-up, shoo-waddy-waddy, ooh-doo-wah-doo-wah. I was raised on the other side with white picket fences and a brand new bike. When the sun was hot and the days were long, my dad turned on the sprinkler to save the lawn. But now I'm grown to work all day. When I come home, I'm on. I grown to complain, but my project girl puts me in my place. Calls me a middle class spoiled brat right to my face. Shoo-waddy-waddy project girl. Shoo-waddy-waddy, ooh-doo-wah-doo-wah. Shoo-waddy-waddy project girl. Shoo-waddy-waddy, ooh-doo-wah-doo-wah. And by the time that she married me, she was already adept at austerity. And she can keep us going on my piddly pay. She can cook a potato 119 ways. Project girl. I love my project girl. If my young daughter hates what we eat, she's liable to pick it up and throw it at me. Well, the projects have never been her home, but her mother gave her project chromosome. So it don't matter where she may live, she will always be a second generation project kid. Shoo-waddy-waddy project girl. Shoo-waddy-waddy, ooh-doo-wah-doo-wah. Shoo-waddy-waddy project girl. Shoo-waddy, I love my project girl. These classy women in their fancy clothes, they're very impressive, I suppose. But I wouldn't trade my project girl for every Maserati mama in this whole wide world. I love my project girl. There you go, Amanda.
Hey! Bravo!
All right, here's another one that came from somebody out there. Our kids are grown, they're both in their 20s. They live at home, they are never gonna leave. And why should they go? They've got it good here, you know. Their food, their phone, their rent is free. They would have to be out of their minds to leave. But I was thinking, what if things were different? You know, living here at home with you and me. What if we decided we could act like they both did when they were in their teens? So wake up, mama, climb out of this window. I have got the key, let's steal our daughter's car. And we will both get really drunk, and we'll put a big dent in her trunk. And we'll drive real fast on the thoroughfare. If we get a speeding ticket, hey, we won't care. We'll be the ones up all night acting wild. They'll be the ones up all night worrying. Wake up, mama, climb out of this window. Come on out and be 16 with me. Picture our kids calling all of our friends up and asking them if they know where we are. Of course, all our friends will lie and say they ain't seen us all night, but we'll be standing right beside them while they're on the phone, smoking, drinking, and carrying on when we come strolling home on Sunday morning. You know, around 10 o'clock while the neighbors walk to church. Our kids will ask us where we've been, and then they'll ask us again, and we will just make up a great big lie and swear that it's the truth until the day we die. And they'll be the ones who are trying to find the truth out. And we'll be the ones who are lying through our teeth. And under pressure will confess that we had unprotected sex that will gross them out so much they might just start to think about moving out if turnabout is fair play in this life. What better way to encourage them to leave than to give them both a dose of what it was like to live with them when they were in their teens? Wake up, mama, climb out of this window. I have got the key, let's steal our daughter's car. We'll both get really drunk, we'll put a big dent in her trunk, and no one will know where we are until we come home in the police car. We'll be the ones up all night acting wild. They'll be the ones up all night worrying. Wake up, mama, climb out of this window. Oh man, be careful, you're not as young as you used to be. That's 40 feet down there, I should have brought a ladder, probably. You know what, the kids are both drunk and passed out. Let's just go out the front door. Come on out and be 16 with me.
Bye.
Yes.
Bravo.
Bravo.
I love that part.
Bravo.
gonna miss
16, that's scary.
I'm gonna miss this thing, right?
Are you not-
I really loved you guys so much. So don't. All right. So here, Brian. Do you have the photos? Like, if I played the song for Joan Lynch, do you have the two photos? The one where she's at.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right. So that one first, and then the other one after that, right? So here, this was requested by Kara. So here, quickly, this. I don't like to talk. A couple of things that I'm trying not to do as a storyteller, as a person who tells stories, is talk about being on the road. I think that's the end of your career, pretty much. When that's all you can talk about is how you get from one place to another. And then the other thing is talk about gigs and all that. So, but this is a story about a gig, and forgive me those of you that have heard this before, but I think it's nice to hear at the end to tribute to people who are not with us anymore, right? So I get this gig. It's a private show. It's a woman's in recovery. You know, I as many of you know, I've been 30 years now. I haven't had a drink or anything. I'm not looking for applause or anything, you know. But so my community, I perform in that environment quite a lot. So I get a gig. It's going to be a wedding, and it's in South Boston. So a week before the gig, I get a phone call from my daughter, who was booking these sort of private things for me. And she goes, "Dad, you're still going, but it's not going to be a wedding anymore. We don't know what happened to the husband, but it's not a wedding anymore, the potential husband." I go, "Well, why am I going?" She goes, "Dad, I have to tell you something. I've only spoke to this woman for 20 minutes on the phone, and she's the most remarkable human being. You have to go there and report back to me, because I am just, infinitely curious about this person." So now my curiosity is piqued, right? And so the party went on, and it was a celebration of life or something, not a wedding. So I figure when I get there, I'm pretty perceptive and discerning, that I'll be able to figure out what I think is going to happen is that she's putting the best face on it, and that she is making the best of it. I think I'll see that clearly, and that'll be what it is. When I get there, I start talking to her, and I can't tell. She looked just as happy as if it was her wedding. So I don't know, is she a great actress? Is, whatever. I couldn't figure it out. But I was kind of charmed by her right away. Her name was Joan Lynch. And the first thing that happened was she had these shoes on. They were like red shoes with like rhinestones on them, or just had these sparkly dots all around them. It looked like she could click her heels and float away, like go out to Oz. And so I put my shoe, I had like a $10 shoe on, I put it next to hers, and she took a phone out and took a picture of it right away. So I'm just more and more charmed and mystified by this woman the whole time. And then just before the DJ was going to play for a while. People were going to dance, and then I was going to play some music, and that was my job. So the DJ starts playing, and she gets up and walks away from me. And as she's walking away, she says, "I have stage 4 breast cancer, and it's in my bones." And then she walked on the dance floor, and I felt like, that's the last thing I expected to hear from her. I was watching her dance, and when somebody for whom tomorrow is a question mark, when they dance, you've never seen anybody dance like that before. When they hug you, you never got a hug like that. When she hugged me, I felt like we could just float off into, like there was nothing else happening on earth except that hug. That's the way it felt. And the same thing when they smile at you. If tomorrow is uncertain for you, then you're in the moment. And those people are kind of holy people. When you're around them, you just notice it, that they're not everybody else. All of us, I know we all understand carpe diem. I know because you send me memes saying "seize the day, Don White," right? Which the irony of that is not lost on me. The irony of you sitting in your computer not seizing the day, sending me a meme to seize the day, that is ironic, right? So anyway, I'm just watching her dance and thinking how impressive, how important it is to recognize somebody who's totally, completely in the moment. And she became my friend. She came to all these concerts. She would come right from the hospital. She came to a Club Passim show, unplugged herself from treatments at the end of her life. She didn't live much longer. And she came to Passim, and she was beautiful. She dressed beautifully. She had this beautiful multicolored purple scarf on. And I asked her friend about it, and the friend said even if she has 1 good hour a day, she always wants to dress up and be beautiful because she doesn't want people to worry about her, right? And that's what I want to remember here with you all here. This, a person who, was having the most struggle of anybody in the room, but was concerned about how you felt. That's the kind of person that she was. So this is called Last Dance, and I'm going to send this out to Joan Marie Lynch, who was just a good. I'm so glad to have met and go be friends with her. She told me she was stage 4. She walked onto the dance floor just like it was the last dance of her life. I never saw a smile so bright. I never got a hug so tight. I never saw a dance hall light illuminate a soul so bright. These eyes have seen a lot of things, but they never saw angel wings till they watched a woman dancing like it was the last dance of her life. Like it was the last dance, like it was the last dance, like it was the last dance of her life. I know the people love the old cliches, how everybody ought to seize the day. They post them on their social page every hour of every day. But you gotta love the irony of sitting down at a computer screen, posting carpe diems day and night, while your life goes passing by. I never saw a smile so bright, never got a hug so tight, never saw a dance hall light illuminate a soul so bright. These eyes have seen a lot of things, but they never saw angel wings till they watched a woman dancing like it was the last dance of her life. Like it was the last dance, like it was the last dance, like it was the last dance of her life. will try to write a song about this precious life. But you know, tonight I'd rather live this life than describe it while it's passing by. She told me she was stage 4. She walked onto the dance floor, then her body started moving like it was the last dance of her life.
Beautiful, Don.
Wonderful.
Really beautiful.
Wonderful.
Woo!
In such a
Beautiful.
beautiful way.
It's so beautiful, Don. We love it. We love how you.
It was so good, Don. I even had the instructions of when to put the pictures up before the pictures actually came up.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
Good.
nice job. Well, with working without a net here tonight. So normally we'd be done now. I think I'm gonna play a couple more just because, and then we'll take another break. And those of you that want to hang around, those of you on any other platform, come on over. We're gonna shut the stream off and hang around a little bit. And, you know, be like an open mic kind of a conversation. Just this has been a great community here. So I think I'm gonna play 2 songs. First one is one that I really like. I don't think I may be the only person who really likes it, actually. But
That works well when you're playing.
I get to decide what I'm gonna do. So this is what I want to do before I go. I'm gonna play this one, these 2. So this one is called "This Is Nothing." It's a song called "This Is Nothing," which I think is good right there. And it's about weed being legal everywhere, and I can't go anywhere and not smell it. It's coming out of churches and liquor stores. Everybody unmute yourself for a minute so I can hear you and feel you. So in my town now, you know, except those of you that have 2 things on and I get to hear an echo, those of you stay muted. But the rest of you, in this town, and this is, we all talk about this all the time. Like, you cannot leave here and not smell weed. It's coming out of the churches, liquor stores, police cars, kindergartens, everywhere. It's just like everywhere. Which you know, my friend said to me, I was walking by the cemetery and I could smell it coming out of the cemetery. Dawn, how popular is it when dead people are smoking it?
Well, knock you dead.
You know, that's why they're so mellow, I guess, right?
That's right.
So,
That's why they're called deadheads.
what was that thing? Go ahead, talk. I'm ready for conversation.
That's why they're called deadheads.
All right, that's good.
And I said, especially that pot that smells like skunk.
Yeah.
Really?
It's
I
like
mean,
it's
gosh.
like skunks are spraying everywhere in this town, everywhere. But I'm glad it's legal. I'm glad if you're like, I can see you all firing up now. It's okay. Go ahead. You know, I'm like, I watch. I can see you. Cameras are on. I can see what's happening. That's not incense going on in these squares over here. It's okay. I'm good with it. I'm glad no one's going to jail. You know, John Sinclair in the 70s did 10 years for 2 joints, right? That's stupid, right? No, so I'm glad nobody's going to jail for it. But I'm concerned about conversation. When we get together in person, which we are going to, you know, all of us here, you stay in touch with me, make sure you're on the mailing list and all that. I just picked up a gig in Reno, Nevada. That's how far is that from Santa Fe? I don't know.
That's a 6-hour drive for me.
6-hour drive, right? That's going to be Father's Day next year. Me and Bill Lepp and Bill Harley. So it's
You mean
anyway.
Don, you said Reno. You meant outside Vegas, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, right? It's Vegas. That's a 16-hour drive for you, Sarah. Sorry. It's an airplane ride. It's a right. But anyway, we'll find some place to get together. And when we do, we're going to have conversation. because I want to hear what you have to say. You're all so interesting, and I listen well, and that's how I learn and I grow. I am a connoisseur of conversation, and I'm a good listener. You wouldn't know it by all the yapping I do here on this screen, but I like to listen, okay? And so the kind of conversation that I'm especially fond of is the kind where the person that you're talking to can remember what you just said. That's my favorite kind of conversation.
What was that?
What do you say, man?
Oh, you don't talk to me anymore.
So what I'm saying is that could become a thing of the past. We're gonna have to go underground. Those of us that want to have conversations where you can remember what the other person's saying. We're gonna have speakeasies. We're gonna call them coherently easies. This is my song. When we're playing in public, when I'm playing in public, I was able to do this a little bit before the pandemic. I get the audience to sing it, and it infuriates the stoners in the audience, and that is hilarity. An angry stoner is the most hilarious thing to see in this world. They're like a walking contradiction. I'm really mad, but I can't remember about what. All right. All right. So anyway, this is nothing. You know, I sat around with a bunch of stoners. I listened to them talk all night long. They were sure that their conversation was deep with meaning. They were wrong. 'Cause when you smoke it, it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This is nothing, nothing at all. My friend Harry, he lit up a fatty to celebrate my brand new job. I watched his brain float out of my window. He left me talking to an empty blob. 'Cause when you smoke, it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This is nothing, nothing at all. What if our whole life, this is the stoner talking. What if our whole life was just a dream, man? What if we're dreaming this right now? I forgot what I was just saying. Let's order pizza, pizza. Wow! 'Cause when you smoke it, it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This is nothing, nothing at all. It cures glaucoma. It cures insomnia. Some people say it is a cancer cure, but it does not cure incoherent conversation, that's for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, Christine Lavin, hello, my dear. How are you? Nice to see you. Good to see you. Well, this is the swan song. So the last song I'm going to play for you after 60 online shows here is going to be this one. It's called "That's What Makes You Beautiful," and I want to leave this with all of you. This is my song for everybody. If you came up and the people that loved you or that were supposed to love you, that were raising you, maybe they were too busy. Maybe you had 10 brothers and sisters and they couldn't give you what you needed. Maybe they had drinking problem. Maybe they had mental health issues. Maybe they were working too much. No matter what the story was, if you grew up with somebody who wasn't able to show you what you needed, teach you what you needed, and maybe you didn't get enough kindness out of the deal, didn't see enough kindness, but you grew up to be kind. If you didn't see enough generosity, but you grew up to be generous. If you didn't see a lot of compassion, but you grew up to be compassionate, this is a song for you. It's a song to acknowledge the miracle of your accomplishment. What you accomplished is a miracle, because if you turned out to be unkind, uncompassionate, and unsympathetic, nobody would be surprised by that. But the fact that you didn't, that you turned out to be to figure out how to do all those things on your own, it needed a song, it needed somebody to tip their hat to you, and so to one degree or another we probably all fit in that category, but this is, I think, what I want to leave you with. So we'll do this. I'll take just a 2-minute break, and then I think we'll shut the stream off, and then we'll hang around and talk and gossip and sing a few, we'll trade poems or stories or whatever, and give me a chance to thank you all for somewhere in the vicinity of 60 shows that paid my bills, fed my family for this entire pandemic. So much love to you. So thank you.
And saved our mental health.
Man.
Yeah, for sure.
Amen.
This board pushed us over the edge.
Here we go. I'm really glad to end with this, because I want you all to know that I appreciate you so much. You were taught by your world that empathy and kindness were the kind of things that made a person weak. They said push and grab and fight every minute of your life, and trample those between you and what you believe you need. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity, singing cruelty is always weak, but love and empathy are strong enough to break the chains of selfishness and greed. Gentle is the strongest thing to be. You know it is not your fault that heroin and alcohol made them both too ill to give their children what they really need. But it sure would have been nice to be encouraged once or twice, to feel safe at night, or to have a life with just a little normalcy. From the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity. When you feel hatred in your heart, you just remember who you are, and that underneath the weight of hate, your heart cannot be free. Forgiving is the strongest thing to be. It's not the color of your eyes, it's not your hypnotizing smile, it's not any of the many things that everyone can see. It's the way you always knew what they told you wasn't true. It's how you made yourself the person that they taught you not to be. That's what makes you beautiful to me. A young man's eyes see beauty in what is on the surface, not within. He will walk past what is beautiful to be near the thing that shines. But these old man man's eyes find beauty in the story, in the journey. They have seen too much to be fooled by what attracts a young man's eyes. From the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity. There was nothing that this world could do to crush the love inside of you. Under neglect, abuse, and selfishness, you were caring, kind, and generous. It is the lonely road that brought you here. It's how all alone you persevered. It's the defiance and tenacity of your heart song of humanity. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful to me.
Bravo.
All right, done.
Good.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Ryan, do you have the dance, the John Svecki thing?
Yeah, let me cue it up.
All right, how about a dance party to end this thing? What do you think, everybody?
Hey!
Dance party.
It seems like the right thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Boom,
Right.
shock.
Boom, right. So that last song made me think of this other song. So after I wrote that song, I'm like, this is too many words in this song. Everybody agrees with that. It's like three songs worth of words in that song, and I'm done with that. So then I wrote a song called Boom Boom Chugga Wang Wang. It has no redeeming qualities. It's just about booty shaking, and that's my new songwriting style now. And Amanda, you'll be happy. This is John Svecki's voice on this thing here. And so we're gonna do a little dance party. So those of you that know how to get into your video settings, you can flip your you go in where it says video filters in there. You can put yourself upside down like Christine's doing. You can put a halo on your head. Here, let's try a few of them here so that we can make this a full dance party. So you go into where it says choose video filters, and so everybody get on gallery view so you can see this mess here that we're doing. So choose video filters, and you can do this business here. You can put your mask on if you want to. You can here. I kind of like this one. The burglar. This is pretty good here. And where's the halo, Sarah? I always lose the halo.
The halo is right underneath the #1 prize.
Number 1. I'm looking. Here we go.
It's right next to the mask.
Right next to the
You
map.
can't see the halo until you put it on.
You can't see the right because they're halos, of course, right? Oh, I see. There it is, right there. Now look at that. Look at that. Now.
There's eyebrows and lipstick too.
Yes, eyebrows and lipstick. So let's before we get the party going, let's see. So Amy and all you guys, are you willing to do the halo tricks over there? Can you show everybody? So Thelia, can you do that? Can you put your halo on? Can you find it? Come on, let's do it, and we'll show everybody how you can steal halos from each other. Angels Stealing Halos. That's the name of my new album. All right, so watch them. Look at that. See that? Look at that. Some halo stealing. Can you see everybody watching this? Look at that. My grandchildren taught me how to do this, right? So Rick Doyle and your lovely wife over there, you guys can be halo stealing over there too if you want. All right, so
Sherry, if you're looking for it, it's next to the little video thing, and find
The video thing.
Click the up arrow where it says stop video. Choose video filter.
Okay, I'm only on a little telephone.
Oh, it'd be harder for you. All right, so listen.
A little harder, yeah.
Ryan, are we set? Can we run this thing?
Thanks anyway. Yeah.
It'll work.
Yeah, you got it ready? So nice and loud is the only thing we've learned over the past, that sometimes it's not loud enough. So everybody get on gallery view. We're saying goodbye to 60 shows here online. We're ending the pandemic. We're stealing halos. We got all kinds of stuff. We're upside down. Ed Stivender is standing on his head. He's hanging from the ceiling. So is Christine Lavin. All right. So go ahead, Brian. Let's have a dance party. What the hell?
I love you, big mama, let me say bang. Boom, chugga, wang, wang, boom, chugga, wang. When I see you chugga, wang, it makes me wanna sing. Boom, chugga, wang, wang, chugga, wang. Boom, chugga, wang, wang, boom, chugga, wang. My mom wants me to read and try to use my brain, but I just wanna see my favorite boom, chugga, wang. Chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang, boom chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang. The DJ at the wedding is so damn lame. To get this party jumping, play boom chugga wang, boom chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang, boom chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang. Now, boom, ow, boom, ow, chugga wang wang. Chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang, boom chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang.
Hey,
Bravo!
Bravo.
Bravo.
John.
All right. We'll put the splash up here for a minute. I'll come back in just a minute. I'm just going to splash some water on my face, and then we'll hang out. Thanks to everybody on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you for everything. Come on over here if you want. Join us, but we're going to shut the stream off. And I'm going to get rid of this halo because it's every time I go to put it on, it keeps putting horns on me. That's not right, is it?
Halo's you, Don.
All right. There you go. Boom, chugga, wang, wang.
Chugga wang wang.